Put me out of my misery. We're going to bring up Charlie the Indian.
I'm the little Indian from Norwich, New York. And here we go. And I was sitting there one time looking at my license plate in the back of my car. It says Florida.com. It says youfuck.com. Who would put a license plate out when I say youfuck.com? Here we are, I'm a Gator hater, so that's one me. And here we go, I says, you know what UF stands for? It says, you fuck university. That's what it is. They always make fun of us Seminoles because we play good ball. The Gators always do that, and I always say, what's your problem, Gator? What's your problem? What'd you do? You lost your last game? That's too bad. I just cry on my shoulder. Seminoles are still going to march hard. So I said, and I get behind my car with a Gator plate. I go like this in the back window. I mean, what does the Gators know about football? What the Seminoles don't. What the Seminoles do know about football, we can win some few games. Here we are, the great chief. I'm one of the great chiefs. I said, well, here's all the women. They're all making moccasins and headdresses. I get on around the Indians, around the moccasins and headdresses where they're making. Do you know what the squaw said? She says, hey, I'm doing this job. Go watch your Redskins game. So what I did, I talked to Cher, and she said, are you having a problem with the squaws on your reservation? I says, yeah. He says, what kind of problem are you having with the squaws? I said, trouble is, when we have trouble with the squaws, they don't want me in their work. So they're making moccasins and headdresses. No, I get back out there again, outside the teepee. She says, get back in that teepee and watch your Redskins game. We're doing all the work. You don't have to worry about it. And here's Wayne Newton. He's Indian also. Here's Wayne Newton. He comes on the reservation and he says, are you having trouble with the squaws? I said, yeah. I said, I'm having problems. And he says, when you're trying to do, put a firecracker under the squaws, and they go up and light it up, and well, you have the fastest looking squaws ever make moccasins in a hurry. So here's Buffy St. Marie. She's doing something. She only made 2 albums, and she didn't make anymore. So she said, I asked, what are you doing now? She says, I'm war dancing and putting on Indian ceremonies. That's what she's putting on. So I says, do you get paid for that? She says, yeah, I get paid a mill, she says. So here's my dad. He got caught out in New York State, you know, a New York State plate and Pennsylvania inspection. Here comes a state cop. Here's my dad. My dad said, what? He says, the state cop told my dad, stick your feet out the window. Let me have your driver's license and registration. My dad said, New York State has one of the stupidest laws in the country. So he got caught again down in Brisbane. So he says, the cop says, got behind him and says, you know what you got to do? You got a deadline on them studded snow tires. He says, what? He says, the cop says, I'm going to write you a citation. But he got the citation, and my dad says, you know what? New York State has one of the stupidest laws in the country. Well, he got pulled over when he had me with him in the car when I was young. I told my dad, what are you doing? What are you doing getting pulled over by the state police? He said, well, I wasn't speeding all that much, so, I said, you wasn't speeding? Did you talk your way out of a traffic ticket? I told my dad one time, I said, did you talk your way out of a traffic ticket? My dad said, yeah. How did you do that? He said, I brown-nosed the cop. And he said, I didn't brown-nose, he brown-nosed the cop and get another citation. He says, thank you, officer. He says, I'll get the snow tires off my car. So he did. So he did get the tires off the car. So what he did. So I told my dad, I told Mom, I says, you know Dad got a citation? Mom said, no. I said, he got a citation because he didn't get his spreads off at the right time. And it was past the 1st of May. Then he got, my dad said, oh, the cop had a stupid way of doing things. He says one thing, he says, the cop told me, want to see my driver's license and registration. I said, yeah, that's what they asked. I said, what did they ask for? He asked for to make him a pot of beans. What he did ask. Well, he did ask for a pot of beans. So, here's my mother. She got a ticket one time up in Oneida, New York. She got a ticket. The cop says, told my mother, he says, do you know you were doing 40 and a 35, or 45 and a 35? Mom said, no, officer, the speedometer's awful off. And she says to the officer, she says, do you have to write me a citation? I told Mom, talk your way out of it. That's one way you can do, talk your way out of a citation. It's the cop will believe you. The only thing you believe you says, you did do 45 and a 35. I says, she did 5 miles an hour. How you like that, officer? I said, that's pretty good. So that's my time.
All right, let's hear it for Charlie the Indian.